You are about to hear words that, if you allow them to take root, will stir something deep within you. They may not comfort you. In fact, they are not meant to. They are meant to shake you, to reach into the quiet corners of your mind where your potential waits, not idle, but chained. If you hear these words and truly listen, not just with your ears, but with your spirit, you will never be the same. There is a power that resides in every man and woman, though few ever awaken it. That power is not granted by birth or by luck. It does not come from the outside world. It is forged within, shaped by definite purpose, sustained by unwavering faith, and brought into the world through consistent, intelligent action. The moment you realize this, truly realize it, is the moment your old life ends, and a new one begins. You may think the world owes you understanding. You may believe that talent, opportunity, or some lucky break will finally open the door you've been knocking on. But let me be as clear as possible. The world owes you nothing. It is indifferent to your dreams until you decide to become so persistent, so committed, so obsessed with your purpose that even the universe cannot ignore you. The only thing that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary is decision. Not chance. Decision. There will be people who laugh at your goals. Let them laugh. There will be people who say, be realistic. Let them speak. You are not responsible for their vision. You are responsible for your own. And when you commit to a purpose so fully that failure is no longer an option, the obstacles that once seemed insurmountable will start to shrink, not because they've changed, but because you have. The man who knows where he is going does not need to explain himself to those who are standing still. He walks with an energy that needs no approval. And if you've ever seen that kind of person, the one who radiates certainty, even in the face of defeat, you've seen what happens when someone refuses to be average. That energy is not gifted. It is built step by step, thought by thought, habit by habit. You must learn to guard your mind more fiercely than your possessions, because the world is filled with thieves of ambition. The news, the doubters, the fear-mongers, even your own inner voice, all ready to rob you of your purpose. But no one can take from you what you refuse to give away. And your belief in yourself, your capacity to achieve, must become untouchable. Stop waiting for the right moment. There is no perfect time to begin. The ideal conditions you're hoping for are an illusion, a trick played by procrastination dressed in logic's clothing. Start where you are. Use what you have and commit now. Burn the boats. Leave yourself no way out but through. That is how transformation begins. That is how ordinary men become legends. The life you are living today is the result of the thoughts you allowed yesterday. And the life you will live tomorrow begins now, and the ideas you accept, in the fears you conquer, in the actions you take. If you want a different result, you must first become a different person, not by changing your name or your face, but by altering the very foundation of your thinking. The world bends to those who bend themselves first. Understand this clearly. Success is not a mystery. It is a formula, and that formula demands discipline. It demands sacrifice. It demands a vision so powerful that it lifts you out of bed when the world tells you to stay down. It demands persistence, not for a week, not for a month, but until the goal is reached, until the door opens, until the dream becomes real. That is the only time limit. If you've heard these words and something inside you stirs, a flame, a whisper, a sudden resolve, honor it. That is the signal. That is the part of you that knows you are meant for more. Don't silence it. Don't explain it away. Feed it. Let it grow. For the person who acts on that spark will not only change his own life, he will change the lives of everyone around him. You will never be the same after this, and you shouldn't want to be. From this moment forward, you must walk differently, not in body but in mind. You must begin to carry yourself as the person you are becoming, not the person the world has told you that you are. Because the truth is, you are not limited by your past. You are not defined by your circumstances. You are shaped by your response to them. Every adversity carries with it the seed of equal or greater opportunity. But only the one who seeks that seed with diligence and faith will find it. Do not waste another day looking backward. Regret has never built a future. It is the silent thief of power. Replace regret with reflection, and let that reflection feed your resolve. You have made mistakes. So has every great man or woman who has ever lived. But those mistakes are not anchors unless you choose to chain yourself to them. They can be the very things that forge your strength, if you are wise enough to extract the lesson and cast away the shame. Your time is precious. Every second is a transaction. You are trading your life for whatever you give your attention to. The question is, are you getting a worthy return? Are you investing in your vision, or are you squandering your power on distractions disguised as entertainment, as comfort, as rest? The greatest illusion in life is that we have time to waste. You do not. Every day life asks a question: will you rise or will you remain? You must rise, not once, not twice, but as many times as it takes. Success belongs to those who outlast failure, who fall 7 times and rise 8. Who keep marching forward with a quiet, unshakable belief that what they want is already theirs, because they've decided it is. You do not need permission to become who you were meant to be. The door is open. The path is in front of you. The only thing left is the decision to walk it, and let me tell you, there is a cost. There will be days when doubt whispers louder than conviction. There will be moments when quitting seems not only tempting but logical. People will misunderstand you. They will doubt you. They may even mock your hunger, but none of that matters. You must be so deeply rooted in your mission that their opinions do not sway you, and your own fear does not break you. Because if your dream is fragile enough to be shattered by words or discomfort, then it was never your dream to begin with. Real commitment feels like discomfort. Growth is rarely gentle. It is a tearing down of the old self, brick by brick, so that the new you can be built. There will be seasons of silence where your results haven't shown up yet, but your efforts are piling up in the unseen. Trust those seasons. That is where character is born. That is where greatness is shaped in private, long before it is recognized in public. You must understand the difference between movement and progress. Many people are busy, few are focused. You can spend a lifetime running in circles, mistaking activity for achievement. But when you align your efforts with a clear, definite purpose, when every thought, word, and deed becomes a brick laid toward your vision, you begin to harness a power that most never touch. That is the power of direction, of focus, of a mind so locked on its aim that everything else becomes noise. Discipline will become your ally, not the harsh kind born of punishment, but the noble kind that honors your future self. Discipline means choosing long-term fulfillment over short-term relief. It means doing what needs to be done, even when no one is watching, even when the results are not immediate, even when it's hard. That is where transformation happens, not in the spotlight, but in the shadows. And yes, fear will follow you, but you must learn to walk with it, not be ruled by it. Fear is not the enemy. It is a signpost pointing you toward growth. Every time you confront it, you strip it of its power. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is action in spite of it. Every courageous step you take builds a new belief, a stronger identity, a more unshakable foundation. Surround yourself with those who challenge your comfort, who demand your excellence, who reflect the future you are building. Environment matters. Ideas are contagious. Choose to catch the ones that make you stronger, and be bold enough to cut off what no longer serves your purpose, even if it once brought you comfort. You are not here by accident. There is something within you, perhaps long buried, perhaps barely awakened, that is crying out for expression. Do not silence it. Do not delay. The future you are capable of living is waiting. It is calling you to act, to believe, to endure, to rise. And once you begin, once you truly commit, something extraordinary happens. You tap into a force that cannot be measured with the eyes. It's the same force that built empires, changed nations, created miracles. It's the force of a human being who has decided to live with intention. You are that being. You hold that power, and once you use it, you will never be the same. From this point on, everything in your life, everything you think, say, and do, must be filtered through the lens of one question: does this bring me closer to who I have decided to become? If the answer is no, it is not worthy of your time. If the answer is yes, then it deserves your full, undivided attention, because a man with a purpose is not casual about his life. He does not drift. He does not dabble. He does not play with fire and wonder why his dreams burn to ash. He becomes deliberate, ruthless in focus, precise in thought, because he understands what is at stake. He understands that life will give him only what he demands from it, and nothing more. You must learn to think for yourself. The masses will always follow the easy path, the loudest voice, the safest bet. They trade their dreams for comfort, their convictions for approval, but you, if you want to rise, you must choose the path of original thought. You must dare to question the limits you've inherited from others, limits wrapped in tradition, fear, and doubt. You must ask yourself, who planted the beliefs I carry, and do they serve me, or do they enslave me? Your greatest asset is not your education, your connections, or your background. It is your ability to think independently, to see clearly, and to act decisively. The man who learns to direct his mind becomes unstoppable. He no longer waits for motivation. He no longer needs permission. He becomes his own authority, his own source of power. He no longer searches outside himself for answers. He becomes the answer. Every thought you allow into your mind is either building your future or destroying it. You are the gatekeeper, and if you allow fear, laziness, self-pity, and distraction to dwell in your mind unchecked, they will multiply, and soon they will dominate. But if you plant thoughts of courage, strength, purpose, and action, and you water them daily with repetition and faith, then you will reap a harvest greater than you can imagine. Your mind is fertile ground. What grows there depends on what you plant. There will be times when your vision feels far away. So far it seems like fantasy. Those are the moments when most people quit. But you must understand something essential. The gap between where you are and where you want to be is not a void. It is a field, and every action you take, every habit you form, every challenge you overcome is a seed planted in that field. Keep planting, keep working, keep trusting, because one day that field will bloom and the world will call it success. But you will know better. You will know it was built in silence, through pain, through faith, and through the relentless refusal to quit. The idea of luck has no place in the life of a builder. The man who creates his destiny knows that luck is just the name people give to preparation meeting opportunity, and he prepares every single day. He sharpens his mind like a sword, trains his emotions like a warrior, and disciplines his habits like a craftsman. He understands that opportunity will come, but only the prepared will see it. Only the strong will seize it. Only the committed will hold on to it. Do not be deceived by temporary results. Success does not always show up when you want it to. Sometimes it hides behind failure. Sometimes it tests your patience. But it always respects consistency. If you keep showing up, if you keep pressing forward, if you keep trusting the process, you will reach a place where most never arrive. You will enter the rare air of those who refuse to give up. Your emotions will try to betray you. One day you'll feel invincible, the next you'll feel like a fraud. That is the nature of the journey, but never let emotion override principle. Your emotions are waves. Your principles must be the rock. When you don't feel like acting, act anyway. When you don't feel like believing, believe anyway. When you don't feel like fighting, fight anyway. Because every time you move forward in the face of resistance, you strengthen the foundation of who you are becoming. You must also master your time, not just manage it, master it. Every wasted hour is a stolen piece of your future. Do not allow others to dictate your schedule, your energy, your direction. Take control. Make your time serve your mission. Learn to say no, not out of arrogance, but out of clarity, because you understand that every yes is a no to something else, and your vision is too important to be diluted by distractions. Greatness is not a feeling. It is a decision followed by disciplined execution. You must begin to live as if your vision is already real. Speak it, write it, act on it. Let your future self guide your present actions. The man who truly believes in what he is building lives with urgency, intensity, and clarity. He is not waiting for things to happen. He is making them happen. He is not reacting. He is creating. and the world makes way for the man who knows where he is going. There will be a time when you feel alone, when your old friends no longer understand you, and your new life hasn't fully arrived. That is the price of growth. You are in transition, becoming something greater. Do not return to what is familiar just because it feels safe. You are not meant to fit in. You are meant to stand out. You are not meant to be understood by the crowd. You are meant to be followed by those still seeking their path. Keep going, keep rising. Let your life be the evidence of what is possible. Your legacy is being written every day, not by your words, but by your actions. When people speak your name in the future, what will it mean to them? Will it inspire? Will it convict? Will it remind them of what they too could become? Or will it fade into silence, a name without meaning? That answer is being written now, in your decisions, in your sacrifices, in your persistence. Make it count, and when the resistance comes, and it will, you must meet it not with fear, but with fire, because the resistance is proof that you are in motion. Only those who are pushing against the current feel the pressure. Only those who are climbing feel the weight. So when that weight grows heavier, smile. It means you are rising. It means you are doing what few dare to do. It means you are living with purpose. There is no finish line. There is no point where you arrive and coast. There is only growth or decay, progress or stagnation. You are either becoming more or becoming less. Choose more, choose growth, choose challenge. Choose the path that demands your best, because that is the only path that will reveal your true potential. And once you taste that version of yourself, you will never settle again. There are two versions of you, the one you are now and the one you are meant to be. Between them is a battlefield, a daily war. Every choice is a vote. Every action is a step. The man you are meant to be is watching, waiting, hoping you will fight for him. Do not let him down, because when it's all said and done, you won't remember the comfort, the safety, the excuses. You will remember the times you stood up when it was hard. You will remember the days you pushed through fear. You will remember the moment you decided that average was no longer acceptable, and in that moment, everything changed. This is that moment. You will never be the same after this, and you were never meant to be. There is a force in you that has not yet been fully expressed. You've glimpsed it in rare moments, when you spoke with unshakable confidence, when you took a risk that paid off, when you acted boldly without hesitation. That force is not a myth. It is you unfiltered. It is you untamed, and if you make the decision today to live from that place daily, everything in your life will begin to align, not by magic, but by intention, not by luck, but by law, the law of cause and effect, the law of belief and action. You do not need to be more talented. You do not need better circumstances. You need only to decide who you are, decide what matters, decide that you will not betray your own potential any longer. That decision, made with absolute resolve, will carry more power than any external resource ever could, because the world does not respond to what you want. It responds to who you are. When you change, everything around you begins to change. And when that shift happens, you won't recognize the person you once were. The fear that held you back will feel foreign. The doubts that once dictated your choices will seem small. The dreams that once felt impossible will feel inevitable. Not because the world has changed, but because you have. You will have stepped into the role you were born to play. You will have become the architect of your life. From this moment forward, let your life be the proof of what is possible when a human being decides to live fully awake, fully committed, fully alive. You will never be the same after this, and that is exactly the point. Now you stand at the edge of a new beginning, armed with the truth that your life is not governed by chance, but by choice. Everything you need is already within you: clarity, strength, discipline, faith. But it is useless without action. The man who hears these words and does nothing will remain as he is. But the one who dares to act, to persist, to commit without excuse, that man will rise. Let this not be just another moment of inspiration. Let this be the line in the sand, the moment you drew power from decision, the moment your old life ended and your real life began. You will never be the same after this, and you were never supposed to be.